Welcome back to the Stock Market Summary Series, everyone. Hope you guys had a great weekend. We're seeing some interesting developments in the stock market that we're definitely going to get into, particularly in Tesla, and also a new standout stock you'll want to stick around to hear about. So we're going to cover that, touch on the economy, and wrap up with crypto and metals. But before we do, could you do us a big favor? Just tap that like button. Doesn't cost anything, but, helps us out a lot.
Right.
And hey, while you're at it, go ahead and hit subscribe to stay updated. And as you guys know, none of this is buying or selling advice, okay? We're just here for market commentary and some trading education. All right, you're here for the no-fluff summary, so let's get straight into it. So today feels like the market's taking a collective breath, maybe. After Friday's strong rally, what are the major indices telling us?
Yeah, it's fascinating, actually. Most of the major indices finished in the red. The S&P 500 dipped just 0.2%. And that's right up against that key weekly resistance trend line. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, the ceiling has been bumping against.
Exactly. So it's really testing trader conviction there. The NASDAQ, it cooled off a bit after its solid gain last week, slipped 0.3%. And the Dow fell about 0.42%. So, yeah, a generally cautious mood overall.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting, I think. The Russell 2000, the small caps, basically held flat today. Yesterday, we mentioned it was kind of struggling with its 20-day moving average, that short-term trend line. But it's still managing to stay above its 50 and 200-day moving averages, the longer-term supports. Now, on individual stocks, one big name already made a pretty decisive move today, Tesla. We talked about watching it for follow-through after Friday's surge.
It did indeed. Tesla really continued that breakout. It came out of that symmetrical triangle pattern we saw on Friday. That's a classic pattern, often signals a big directional move after things consolidate for a bit. Today, it climbed, 2.85%. And intraday, it surged as high as 5.3%. Pretty impressive. And another one we're highlighting is ASP Isotopes, ticker ASPI. It's showing a bull flag pattern on its daily chart, seeing heavy volume too. Now, a bull flag often suggests a pause before potentially another move up.
Okay.
So yeah, this is one to watch purely for educational purposes, See if that buying interest holds up. It shows how you can spot these potential setups.
Gotcha. And sector-wise, quick look.
Communication services led the way, up about 0.5%. Energy lagged behind, dropping around 0.8%.
Okay, shifting gears to the economy. Things seem pretty quiet today on the surface, right?
Yeah.
But I guess serious investors weren't exactly relaxing.
Right. No major Fed statements, no big data releases driving the action today. It lines up with what we saw yesterday. The market's really focused on the technicals right now. But this quiet period, it's exactly why investors are bracing themselves. They're looking ahead.
What are they bracing for?
Big data points this week. Tomorrow's consumer price index, the CPI, that's inflation from the consumer side. Then Thursday, we get the producer price index, PPI inflation from the producer side. And Friday brings retail sales month over month.
The big three.
Exactly. These are really expected to shape how people feel about the Fed's next move in September regarding interest rates.
Makes sense. And hey, as always, guys, if you've got a stock you're watching or a question about the markets, drop it in the comments below. We might just cover it in an upcoming summary. All right, let's wrap things up with crypto and metals. Bitcoin saw a bit of a pullback, didn't it?
Yeah, Bitcoin edged down about 0.4% today. It's pulling back after it wicked pretty close to its all-time high over the weekend. That was around $123,000.
Wow, wicked close.
Yeah, wicking just means it touched that high briefly, then sold off. So that level, it's proving to be a really critical test for the bulls.
And metals. Gold and silver also pulled back.
They did. Gold dropped about 1.43%, silver fell 2%. Both retreating after gold futures actually hit new highs on Friday.
So for gold, is this just a normal pullback or something more significant? Like, how do you read that dip?
Well, that's the key question, isn't it? Gold's dip right now is a crucial test. Can the bulls hold these higher levels, or are the bears about to step in? It tells us a lot about underlying strength. Silver, meanwhile, it's still kind of stuck in a range, Trading between roughly $36 and $40, its rising 50-day moving average might offer some support there. And, understanding how to manage your entries and exits around key levels like that 50-day on silver, that's exactly the kind of practical technique we dive deep into in our Grok Trade mentorship program. It's about applying this stuff in real time. And for anyone looking to get more precise in these frankly, choppy markets, our Grok Trade mentorship program is really designed for that. We offer hands-on coaching, focusing on setups like that Tesla breakout or ASPI's bull flag. We really emphasize disciplined risk management. And we provide support until you actually recoup your investment. This isn't just theory, it's about getting tangible results.
So yeah, today's market pause really feels like it might be setting up for bigger moves, doesn't it? You got small caps coiling up, Tesla pushing higher, all ahead of that key economic data. What's your take? Where do you think the Russell 2000 breaks next? Or can Tesla keep this momentum going?
Yeah, let us know your thoughts below.
Wish you all a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you back here for tomorrow's market summary.